So hello guys, I am here with Charlie, famous for getting first place with spellbooks. This time, he got top 32 at the extravaganza with Dragoonides, of all things. So Charlie, congrats on the top, and let's go through the deck profile.
Right. So I decided to play Dragoonti because I'm an old player that used to play Dragoonti like 10 years ago when the first structure deck came out. And when they announced the new card, I was really excited until I saw that they would not release the structure deck, but have the cards, the new cards in Ghost from the Past. So for the deck I played, we did a lot of testing, and we decided to focus the deck on 2-card combos using Senatus and build the entire deck around that. So for most decisions that went against what most people are playing with Dragoonti at the moment, I chose to play Armagram, which a lot of people just skip, and the Buster lock instead of going into the Armorphage package.
Okay, so you're not playing the Amorphages, you chose to play the Buster lock.
Yeah,
okay.
So the reasoning behind this is that Dragon Link is one of the top deck that is dominating, ending the board with 2 bounce and 1 negate. So at that point, I consider the Armorphage package as a win more. And the thing I don't like is the Armorphage package would require a lot of cards in the extra deck that contribute to absolutely nothing. So at that point, we chose to use the Buster because he used 100% of the potential of each card in the extra deck, and we just kept with the choice.
Right.
So for the deck list, we played Triple Senatus, which is the best card in the deck. So with Senatus and a single Dragooniti card, you can have a Heavenly Sphere, a Monster Negate, and a Burster Lock. If you have Senatus and a Tuner, you can end on 3 Negates and Spheres, and we basically just build the deck around that one.
So it's a 1.5 card combo, and it just gets better with the more Dragoonides you have?
Yes, it's a 1.5 combo, and then the rest of the hand will decide if you can play around Ash, Gamma, Nibiru, or any other hand drops.
Gotcha.
Then I had 1 Dux. So in a sense, Dux is better than Senatus, but Dux is only good if you open either Remus or Dragon Ravine. So most of the time you just use Remus, go into Ravine, and with Ravine you discard the tuner, search for Dux, and go full combo from there. So it does the same thing as Senatus, but requires the tuner in your grave. Then I played 3 Legatus. It's an extender. If you open Legatus plus a Tuner that is Kuz or Dragon Divine Lance, you also go into full combo, similarly as Senatus. It's an extender that allows you to play through negation, hand traps, sometimes Nibiru. And rarely you will be able to pop 1 spell trap on the field, but mainly it's because it's 1 extender. Then for the Tuner, I played Triple Remus. One of the new best cards, Third Dragon Ravine for 3, and then it comes back from the grave.
Alright.
Dragooniti Kuz, I played 3, as well as 2 Phalanx. So some people play 2 Kuz, 2 Phalanx, or 3 Phalanx, 2 Kuz, or some other ratios. So in our case, the only tuner that you really need is Kuz, because it's the one that lets you access to Dragooniti Barcher. And 1 Kuz is enough to almost full combo. The Phalanx is here because you want 2 more cards to discard through Senatus to access the full combo, and it allows you to access cards like Borrowed Savage, which Kuz and Remus doesn't allow to get into.
Okay.
I played then 2 Mistletoe. So one have to be played. The second was because in our decks, the combo we use go into Trishula Fusion that banish the Tempest in our deck, so you need to play a second one so you can search it. And I'll go into the combo later, but okay. You have to play the
So you have to play 2 for the combo.
Yeah, for the combo we use, you have to play 2. Then 1 Leviathan and 1 Armagram. So Armagram is needed for the combo. Leviathan is needed for the combo. Armagram is a new addition from the Ghost from the Past. So it's super strong. At first, when you look at the card, it looks like just an extender because you just banish 2 Dragon End or Winged Beast to summon that card from the deck, from the graveyard or from the hand.
It's Tempest.
It's like a Tempest, yes. And when it's on the field, you can target one monster on the field and negate its effect permanently. And then it does other effects that are not relevant. But the thing with Armagram is using your combo, you usually summon that one with LP. And that card in the grind game or in simplified game state is super strong because every time it's come back from the grave, and you're actually forcing a negation from the opponent, you're baiting cards because the free negates sometimes can save you for like Winda, Zeus, or anything.
Right.
So that card is a bait, and if the opponent have nothing, you know that you will be able to combo free.
So it kind of works like Chaos Ruler, which just keeps coming back, so it keeps just puts in work. The synchro, yeah.
Then the Tempest, Zephyros,
Right.
Baby Rock, because the Guider, you need the one Baby Rock to combo. Zephyros because it gets you access to Bartra. Tempest because the entire deck is Dragon and Wind. Some people play 2 Baby Rock, but what we found was that sometimes Guider can just search for Remus and discard it for free, and Remus can come back. So we decided to not play the second Baby Rock just to not clog the hand and reduce the number of break in the deck.
Gotcha.
And then we had one Dragon Buster for the...
He's back. He's back.
Yeah, nice card from the ban list. Thank you, Konami, for bringing it back. And for the spell, so there was a triple Dragon Ravine.
Of course.
So one of the best cards in the deck. It lets you access to any Dragonity card. Because the only effect is not to just Foolish, but you can also search a Dragonity card, which could be Senatus to full combo. You sometimes search a tuner that you need to discard Senatus. Legatus if you need an extender. And sometimes you can have the Foolish monster if you get rolled, because it lets you play around some of the hand traps.
Right.
And one Terraformation to just to search your Ravine.
Yep.
Then we had triple Glow and 2 lands.
Okay, so why these ratios? Because usually I believe they play one of each, right?
Yeah, if you look at Dragoning decks, sometimes they can play 1 lens, 1 glow, which is a valid option. But in our case, we decided to maximize on the spell cards. The reason for triple glow is if you open one, Romulus becomes a bait. So you go into Romulus, your opponent have to negate it, because if they don't Ash or Gamete, you just search for glow, activate, and you full combo from there. Mm-hmm. Because that card have 2 effects that are once per turn, but you can activate both. And Divine Lance at 2 instead of 3, because you don't want to open multiple copies of that one. And it allows you to access an additional tuner that sometimes is needed, like if you start with Legatus plus Divine Lance, is full combo.
Okay, so you're maximizing on these just to play around hat traps?
Yeah, to play around hand traps. So you can bait Romulus, and also if you get stopped during the first turn, like let's say they had too much hand traps and you cannot play, you want to have the other card for the following turn without having to go into Romulus. And yeah, there's 3 extenders. 1 Foolish Burial. So that card is how would I say that? It's polyvalent. It's versatile. Because sometimes you want to Foolish a simple tuner like Kuz or Phalanx to go combo with Dragonity decks. But if you get roll, that card is the one that will save you. Because you can Foolish Armagram, that is an extender. You can Foolish Remus, that is an extender. You can Foolish Leviathan, that can special summon back from the grave. And I found it better than playing a third Phalanx.
Okay.
And then you notice that there was no hand trap in the deck.
Right.
The main reason is because we decided to build the deck around the two cards combo, as we mentioned. And from there, we added only cards that could help you to push through any hand traps, or allows you to go second to force negation and actually being able to play. So for the Extravaganza, we chose to play triple Phantasmi. You don't see that one? And triple Dark No More. So basically, if you go second, you want to draw Phantasmi activated to draw a few cards and hopefully get the Dark No More to just negate the entire field and play. Mm-hmm. So fun fact, during the extravaganza, I activated Phantasme only once in 8 rounds.
Wow.
And same for Dark Runner No More.
Because you didn't see them, or they just weren't relevant?
Yeah, I didn't see any of them during the entire tournament.
Okay.
Which is okay, because even if I drew it, most of the time they were useless. So the Phantasme, when I did activate it, I did draw 3 cards, but I drew nothing. I just shuffled back every card in my deck. And he instantly died because the guy was playing like Grid Sweeper in the Cybers deck something. I don't remember, he lost quite fast. And Dark Runner No More I did activate once, but the guy had like 4 hand traps after that, so I couldn't play anyway. And for the last 2 cards, there are Monster Reborn and Cold Buy.
Right.
So Cold Buy, if you want to negate something like
Of
Ash,
course, yeah.
and your Guider or Romulus, that sometimes can stop your turn. And the Monster Reborn, because if you start with Guider, you can go into Crystal Wing directly, and then if you activate Monster Reborn into Guider, you can full combo. So sometimes people play Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon that does the same thing on Monster Reborn, so you just reborn the Guider to full combo again. But in my case, they were in the side deck.
Okay.
For the extra deck?
Yes. So extra deck's important because at the end of the combo, you have like 3 left. If I remember.
Yeah, both the Armorphage deck and the deck I use to full combo require 12 extra deck cards.
Okay.
So in the order you use them, the first is usually Guider, second is Romulus, then you go into a mix with Atum, Bartra, the Protector Whelp, that all use the effect, of course. So you mill the Dragon Buster, you full charge for 1 or 2 monster, you summon Leviathan from the deck, Surge Glow, initiate the combo. Usually, Guider, search and discard Baby Rock, so you can do Crystal Wing.
Okay.
If you have an extender, if you don't have the extender, you go directly into Romulus, Surge Glow. You send that one with the grave with Mistletoe that you search with Glow, and you equip Mistletoe with Guider. And from then, you banish the Glow and special summon back Guider. That go full combo because you can go into Atum, and in the meantime, you did foolish cards like Zephyros that allows you to go into Bartram. Then there is the LP Pisty combo.
Of course.
Because
Wouldn't be a dragon deck without it.
oh yeah. So hopefully they ban LP soon, so Dragon Link is a bit worse. But the deck can still function without LP because we do have Atum.
Gotcha.
And so the difference between that, the combo in this deck and the Armorphage one. So the Armorphage package, you usually summon it the Goliath with LP. But in my case, we use LP to summon the Armagram. That is essentially two extender that just can come back and add some option for the brain game.
Okay.
So in the end board, you have the Heavenly Spheres. And the end board is usually a combination of Crystal Wing, Borrowed Savage, or Red Beer. And sometimes also the Buster Lock, because you can bring back the Leviathan.
Right.
So the Armorphage deck usually play the Darkness Metal and Triple Burst. So this are the 12 cards that you usually go during the combo.
Right.
The Armorphage deck, after Pisty, they go usually into Triple Burst to get the down arrow to be able to use Pisty effect. And what the one thing we don't like is Triple Burst is essentially only a down arrow you need for the Pisty. And then you can link away Pisty and the Triple Burst for Darkness Metal that can revive a monster. In our case, we chose to, when you have LP, usually LP, Pisty, and Protector Whelp, we clear the board by making a Trish Fusion.
Okay.
And the Trish Fusion have multiple applications. So first, you get to banish the Tempest in your deck, which allows you to search for the second Mistletoe that is needed for the combo. And then you can actually check at the opponent extra deck.
Right.
So usually when you full combo and do Trish, they have 2 options. One, they scoop because they want to keep some advantage for game 2.
Right.
Which happen probably like 50% of the time. And the other case is they accept to show you the extra deck. And you can actually change your game plan and choose to either finish on board load or the extra deck lock.
So Yu-Gi-Oh players are scooping to this new tech, boys. You
Yeah,
heard it
that
here
card
first.
that card is just crazy. And one thing I also like with this version of the deck, if you go second and so Ibli, you just lose unless you play the Protector Whelp. In our case, the Protector Whelp actually have an effect, so we do send the Dragon Buster to the grave, so it's actually
Right.
useful. And in some rare case, you can do Trishula, but it's a lot less likely.
What's the best thing you banished off the trash?
I did banish a few Dragoon.
Ah,
There was a guy that had one Dragoon in the extra deck. He was playing Virtual World, so he had no game plan then. I think I did banish one Sulkin, which is also nice.
right.
The card you banish is a bonus. It's more about getting knowledge of the
Yeah,
opponent.
it's a really good bonus. It actually screws up a lot of decks right now.
Yeah. Then we have one Ascalon, which is the access code of the deck.
Better than access code.
Yes, in a way, because it's easier to do than access code. The banish, because that card can banish one monster just by banishing a single Dragonite in your grave, is not once per turn. And this is something that people do not know. So I think I've won 3 games, at least, because the opponent, when I summoned Ascalon, they didn't knew that it was not once per turn. So you just banish the entire field and you just swing for game. Because, yeah, it's still a big boy. And you can summon other stuff around, like Armagram or a Tempest. And we had a second Romulus and a second Sphere, because we only needed 12 cards to do full combo. 13 is Ascalon, and this one are option in case like you get stopped during your first turn, so you are not stuck.
So you can do it again next turn.
Yeah, you can do it again next turn.
Okay.
And yeah, this really needed because sometimes you don't have the perfect hand, and the opponent has the perfect hand. So
Yeah, it makes sense.
you need
It's
to
like
be
it's
able
like
to
running
play
the
them.
double needle fiber that people were doing back then.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. Usually, what I don't like is the Armor Fresh package. If they get stopped, it's really difficult to continue. And if they lose their board, they usually don't have any second plan.
Right.
So, and we do have one.
Right.
For the side deck, so I'd like to mention that I'm kind of a busy student that have no time to play. So when we made the deck, we did a lot of test hand.
Right.
So we knew what was the best combo to do. We added card to be able to play through hand traps or able to go second. And if there is no hand trap, because I have no idea what to negate, because you actually have to use your brain. So I just went into Dark Armor to negate everything and play.
Okay.
The extra deck was as much similar. I just took a bunch of good cards, and that was it. So first was Pancratops, because Pancratops is good against Dragon Link.
Yeah. 2 for 1.
And then there was Triple Dice with Evolution Dragon.
Okay.
So I think maybe it would be better to play it main deck. Some people don't agree, some people do. It gives sense if you play the Armor Phage package, you have that one. But when you go first and go Guider, you can make Guider go into Crystal Wing, and then Odize will reborn your Guider, and you can actually full combo. So that card is super good if you go first. Going second is less. It's a bit. It's not as good.
Okay.
But the thing is, that card can summon back Ariad Beer, can summon back Ascalon, so it's still a good card. Then there was Triple Lancia, because
Of course.
so as I said, if you use hand trap like Ash, you need to actually use your brain. So in my case, I wanted to play on the high impact card, so I activate Lancia against Tri Brigade, which is a free matchup because every monster in Unity is wind, of course. But it's also good against like Dino, and it simplifies the game against the Dragon Link. Also. Then 2 Whirlwind. So a lot of people think that card is not as good as in the OCG because you don't have access to the tuner level 3. And the thing with Whirlwind is whatever you summon is negated. So this card is basically a Shadow Fusion. A little bit different. So the opponent have to control a monster, and you have to don't control a monster. And that card we usually summon freely just 2 monsters that usually are Kuz or maybe sometimes Remus. and a Winged Beast.
So you side this in going second as like
I
a
said this
Shaddoll
is
fusion.
Going second, Slide Shadow Fusion.
Okay.
So it's basically like 7 2 monsters from your deck. So the effects are negated, but some things that people forget are Remus and Kuz can still not be used for any synchro that is not any Dragonity. And the Kuz is only as level 2. So most of the time you will not synchro summon using Whirlwind effect. But this is a free bait, because the opponent have to negate it. If they don't, you basically can full combo from there. It's super good. The only issue is, the amount of synchro monster you can use with Whirlwind is really limited.
Okay.
It would be nice if we had access to the level 3 tuner that is actually good, because every Dragonity tuner level 3 we have are shit, and sometimes you could go into like Black Rose Dragon to wipe the field.
Okay.
Then there was Triple Twister to Cyclone,
Okay.
because the deck lose to Winda. I did lose to Winda. I went X to 1. I lost 1 round to Invoked Shadow that went third at the Extravaganza. So the deck lose to Winda. There is almost no answer except.
So you would actually specifically play these over Storm or Evenly because you want to deal with Schism?
Yeah, you want to deal with Schism.
Okay.
And this is mainly because you want to deal with Schism.
Gotcha.
Against Winda, this is your only answer, and sometimes Armagram too that can negate the Winda.
Okay.
And then there was one Dragonity Juliet.
Okay.
So the deck doesn't play the Armor Fetch package, so that means that you can lose to Dark Lord No More, or sometimes Droplet or Lightning Storm. So that card is super good because it's a free spell trap negate, but it requires to have a Synchro Dragonity. So going second, that card is almost dead if you can't combo. And going first is only good if you hard draw the Glow. So we chose to not play it main deck and only side it.
Right. Yeah, you sided in for the droplets and Dark Ruler and whatnot.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's it. And that's it for the deck.
All right. I mean, congrats, Charlie. Top 32 Dragoonities. So any shutouts? How much time did you guys spend putting this together? Because this was from scratch. If I heard right.
Yeah. So when we heard about the Dragonity card being released, we did check quickly most of the deck combos that were online, but every deck used to play the Armor Fetch package and really don't like it. So from there, we decided to really focus on Senatus. We did combo. Every time we did the combo, we say, hey, maybe you can change that, branch into something else. And at the end, we really think we did find one of the best combos that do not rely on the Armor Fetch package, because the Tree Fusion adds so much layer. So once the new cards were announced, we played like a few days, but all in all, we passed maybe a lot of hours into developing the deck list with Corentin from Chill Dolphin. And so obviously a shout out to Corentin, which we built the deck. Shout out to Team Dolphin on the channel.
Yes.
And shout out to Card Brawler that is
letting us host this right now.
Hosting the deck profile in the shop.
All right, guys. Thank you and enjoy.